The anticipation is rising as both Alex Pereira and Ciryl Gane have intensified their trainings ahead of the much-awaited White House clash on June 14th.
Rappelle-toi que s'il relève 2-3 fois, il y a peut-être dit, on peut le finir. Ok? Tu me dois lever, ça va monter, et tu montes.
On the other hand, Alex Pereira is also pushing through intense preparation ahead of his clash with Ciryl Gane. Now, as he gets ready to face a natural heavyweight, he is confident his training will be enough to overcome one of the division's top contenders. Alex Pereira focuses on daily training sessions where he fine-tunes every aspect of his game. Now, as he prepares for a fight with Ciryl Gane, he believes his integrated training approach has him fully ready.
A gente colocou em prática aí tudo que a gente vem treinando. Hoje foi treino assim bem mais completo, né? Pô, tô feliz demais de estar aqui em Sobral, um lugar de energia muito boa, né? Você vê a estrutura da academia, né? Academia muito boa, pô, tá atendendo muito bem a gente pros nossos treinos. Também com toda a equipe, Prinão, Glovão aí, Yusri, todo mundo, pô, o Jonathan Diniz, pô, tá aí, pô, tô muito feliz com tudo que vem acontecendo, é isso, chama.
Pereira trains alongside elite heavyweights and sharpens his striking ahead of his heavyweight debut. Now, as he builds toward his move up in weight, he and Rebelis Despain are throwing heavy shots in sparring. He uses these sessions to adapt to the power and pace of the division. Tallison Teixeira has also spent time sparring with Alex Pereira and experienced his power firsthand. According to Tallison, he has never felt punches that strong from anyone else. Teixeira said, "He's going to knock Gane out. I've never felt such a strong punch." Ciryl Gane also respects Alex Pereira's knockout power and knows even a small mistake could change the fight instantly. Now, as they prepare to clash, he believes his experience against dangerous heavyweight punchers gives him the confidence to manage Pereira's striking threat.
His power, like his famous power, is going to carry up with him to this weight class.
For sure, Alex Pereira have a big hands. Like he's this kind of fighter you can have in MMA or maybe boxing. Like Rosenstruik started his career and he knocked out the people just with a jab. Like this kind of fighter maybe have something special up the head. But like I say, I fought already against Rosenstruik, Francis Ngannou, Derrick Lewis. The people talking also about Aspinall, like a huge striker and big knockout power. So yeah, he have this, but I got some stuff to counter him.
Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall believes Ciryl Gane has the tools to outpoint Alex Pereira over 5 rounds. He argues Pereira's power advantage will not be as effective at heavyweight because Gane is used to absorbing shots from naturally bigger punchers like Francis Ngannou.
He's a massive, first of all, I have no idea how he made middle, because he's like my height, so he's maybe a little bit shorter than me, 6'4", 6'5".
Crazy weight cuts.
Massive weight cuts, and now he's fighting at heavyweight. I think, if you want me to break it down a little bit, so
Definitely.
He carries a lot of power at light, heavy and middle, but he's also fighting a lot smaller guys whose punch resistance is a lot less.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, a big factor of why he's knocking these guys out is because he's a lot bigger than them. And a guy like Ciryl Gane, who's used to taking punches off big heavyweights, he didn't get hurt off Francis Ngannou for 5 rounds, which is one of the biggest punches in the division. I don't know if his punch resistance will be as good at heavyweight.
Tom Aspinall believes Ciryl Gane's movement and footwork create serious problems for Alex Pereira stylistically. He argues Gane's size, speed, and ability to control distance will make it difficult for Pereira to land consistently, leading him to predict a decision win for Gane.
Also, Alex Pereira is very good when he fights light heavyweights or middleweights who don't move a lot.
Okay.
Ciryl Gane is a massive heavyweight who moves a lot, moves really well, really fluid on his feet, in and out, judges the distance really well and stuff like that. So stylistically, I think it's a good matchup for Gane. That being said, Gane doesn't like leg kicks. He doesn't fare well against leg kicks. He's a good kicker, but if someone kicks him, his leg kick defense isn't great. Alex Pereira, unbelievable leg kicker. Like his calf kicks. Have you seen the calf kicks he does? He slows people down. Like that's how he sets up the left hook. Is he kicks them to the calf, stops the movement a little bit, and then comes in with the left hook. So it's tough, mate. Tough one to call.
Which would you go? Which way are you going?
I would say Gane by points. I think he's just going to.
Many will predict that.
I think he's just going to move too much for him and beat him on points, I think.
Okay.
Talking about his own comeback, Aspinall reveals that a recent scan still has him waiting a couple more months before he can return to sparring. He hoped to be cleared immediately, but doctors want more recovery time before allowing full training again.
I've just had my recent scan. Everything's I thought it was going to get cleared actually to spar and fight straight away, but they actually said they'd give me another couple of months, so I'm just waiting for because the cells in your eye take a little bit longer to heal, so as soon as they're healed, should be good to go.
On the other side, Francis Ngannou has shared experience facing elite heavyweights and studying top-level striking matchups. Now, as Ciryl Gane versus Alex Pereira approaches, he believes Pereira has the power and size, while Gane relies on speed and movement. He argues Pereira may struggle to close the distance against Gane's footwork.
It's gonna be an interesting fight, though. I think Alex Pereira is very tough. He's big enough. He's a heavyweight. But in this scenario, the position shifted a little bit because Ciryl Gane here come more with a strategy of a lighter person because he moves a lot, he's fast and this. And I think Alex Pereira will be like more stiff, stable and strong, solid. Ciryl will be more fast, moving around as is his technique. He's good at that. And then it's going to be very difficult to Alex Pereira to even get close to the distance to figure out what he can do, like just to get in the distance, you know, to get close to that, to close that distance, which Ciryl will be managing very good to keep the distance, pick apart, get him frustrated. He's good at that. So I think he's a very good matchup for Ciryl.
Francis Ngannou has shared the cage with Ciryl Gane and seen his growth up close. Now, as Gane's skills evolve, he believes Gane has seriously improved his wrestling and ground game through focused training. He insists Gane is a complete MMA fighter.
Mind the fact that Ciryl also is doing it, he's training, he's been very serious on his ground game, he's been improving. Like, by the way, even in our fight 4 years ago, I was impressed that he was trying the heel locks, you know, stuff like that. I know that was something that he could have come up with, but I was so impressed at time. And since then, I think also after the John fight, he went to Dagestan on this wrestling stuff. I think it's a very complete MMA fighter. I think you will be mistaken to just see him as a striker, as this. The fact that he's just such a good striker make people underestimate his ground game and oversee his ground game, you know, underlook his ground game.
How about on the flip side, if Alex, it would only be interim, but if he was to win that and be the first to have 3 division champion, pretty impressive, and how fast he's done it too.
Yes, pretty. I mean, he came here being a very solid guy already, very legit combat sport athlete, very experienced, and then he managed his way here pretty good. You know, he managed his way in MMA very well. Stand pretty good. So yes, that would be. But I remember even at the beginning, even his Glover Teixeira was always like, mark my word, Alex will finish up as a heavyweight. At time he was still a middleweight. Wasn't even a champion yet, but he was like, he'll end up as the heavyweight.
Meanwhile, Alex Pereira has gained a lot of weight after moving to the heavyweight, but he confirms he will trim some weight ahead of his fight with Ciryl Gane. He expects to enter fight night around 235 to 240 pounds for the heavyweight clash.
Pesadão agora, tem barrigudinho agora, mas já vai ver a transformação, vai ser uma máquina.
Isso aqui, ele falando assim, vocês nem imaginam quão forte o bicho é.
Agora é só o começo, velho. Ó, nas outras preparações, Nessa época aqui eu tava na manhã, tranquilo, não tava nesse tempo. Pô, tô fortalecendo meu corpo, velho. Agora a gente vai chegar também. A gente vai ter mais 6, 7 semanas pra frente ainda, entendeu? É onde eu começo, é onde eu já tô agora.
Dessa vez a gente desenhou um macro ciclo, um programa de treino com mais semanas. Aqui é um pré-camp, vai fazer como se fosse um início aí de treinamento, mas ele não aguenta, ele já tá dando uma puxadinha de vez em quando, já tá se preparando e o corpo dele vai estar bem ajustado já para essa categoria. O homem, se tudo encaixar certinho do jeito que a gente programou, esse homem vai ser uma máquina.
Se fosse para peso meio pesado aqui, ia ser complicadíssimo se fosse comigo.
Joe Rogan credits Alex Pereira's rapid MMA success to a mix of elite athleticism and rapid skill development after transitioning from kickboxing. He notes that working with Glover Teixeira helped him quickly adapt to grappling and defensive wrestling despite starting late in MMA. Rogan also suggests Pereira's physical structure and natural power play a major role in his effectiveness.
When he's got a gymnastics background or something, he's like very explosive. It's so hard to pick up that wrestling later in your career. It's like, that's what's so crazy about Pereira, is that he figured out how to just stuff everything, like from a multiple champion kickboxing career, where he didn't do any grappling at all. Lost his first MMA fight to submission. Really couldn't fucking grapple at all. Gets together with Glover Teixeira and just figured it out. But I also think with him, it's a freak athlete thing.
For sure.
Because there's the same reason why he hit so hard. I think he's just weirdly built.
Furthermore, breaking it down with Daniel Cormier, Joe Rogan believes Alex Pereira has an awkward yet highly dangerous striking style. They argue his movement looks unorthodox, but his power is so extreme that any clean shot can instantly finish a fight.
That dude is so sneaky with that kick.
And if you get too close, he's gonna punch you.
Yeah. Well, he's so long, and he's also so odd in his striking
His movements. He's like this tall.
Yeah.
He's tall.
They're very odd.
And he's like, and if you get close, it's the right hand. Even that thing he does when he's walking out, and he does this will thing, and he throws his combination.
Yeah.
It doesn't look fluid. He's like boom, boom, boom. But you know, like, if that dude hits you with that, you're going to sleep.
You go to sleep.
Meanwhile, Gigi Prochaska has studied the matchup and sees Alex Pereira as a serious threat to Ciryl Gane at heavyweight. He believes Pereira's added size and sharp striking make him dangerous, though he also notes Gane's movement could create problems in the fight.
Who do you think is going to win between Alex and Gane?
Ooh, let the better win, but I believe Alex can do that. Alex can do that, especially how I saw them. I saw when I saw him, like his weight is going up, and he's strong enough to and in a stand up, I believe he will be better. But Gane is a lot of movement, for that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You have a very soothing voice.
What?
Henry Cejudo raised doubts about how Alex Pereira would cope with the size jump against Ciryl Gane, pointing to Gane's movement and elusive style as a tough puzzle in the heavyweight division. He also highlighted Pereira's tendency to get hit in fights, suggesting that the power difference at heavyweight could quickly become a serious problem and tilt the matchup heavily against him.
I don't think he gets past Ciryl Gane. I think that weight is real. You know, and Ciryl Gane, he's a stick and move guy. Could he 100%. Anybody, in particular in that division. Okay. But nobody has really finished Ciryl Gane, bro. And his movements is very problematic. I just don't see any wrestling from him, which Pereira could have some. But the dude can thump, dude. And I will say this too. Pereira also does get hit tomorrow. Now, can you take a heavyweight's punch? Look at that. Look at that little highlight that a little practice that they had with that big Cuban. The Cuban was bigger than him, heavier than him. Dude, he was popping off on the dude that got cut by the UFC. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is size does matter. And that's a fucking pause.
Kamaru Usman respected Ciryl Gane as a serious heavyweight threat, but still viewed a fight with Alex Pereira as closely contested. He pointed to Pereira's knockout power and proven ability to silence doubts after moving up in weight, suggesting he could once again make a major impact at heavyweight and add quality to a division often criticized for lacking depth.
It's buzzing. Listen, it's a fantastic fight. You are right, Henry. Ciryl Gane is no slouch. Like, you're not just finna, and we say that Ciryl Gane made some improvements when he was fighting Tom Aspinall. We saw how that fight was starting to look. I think this is a fantastic fight. I'm not counting anyone out here. I'm not counting Alex Pereira out here because Alex Pereira does have the power to really change things. And listen, He is definitely, your confidence is at his all-time high. You listen, no one can tell you anything about your abilities and what you can or can't do. Because if that was the case, then we felt this way when Alex Pereira said he was wanting to go to light heavyweight. We felt this way. We don't know how he would do. Now he dominated that weight class. So I'm not going to feel that way about him going to heavyweight, especially when that heavyweight division right now is kind of struggling with the depth in the talent that they have. So I think this is a good thing for that heavyweight division to throw Alex Pereira in the mix there.
On the contrary, Jan Błachowicz expects Alex Pereira to carry his speed, timing, and footwork into the heavyweight division without any drop in quality. He believes those traits could create serious problems for Ciryl Gane and allow Pereira to break through with sharp, accurate striking. He even predicts a second-round knockout and sees Pereira as a strong future champion at heavyweight.
This one, Alex Pereira and Ciryl Gane. I'm curious, you fought Pereira. How do you see that fight playing out?
We'll see how we're gonna, he is big right now, so we will see how he's gonna move in this division. But I think he know how to, even if he's so big, he know how to move very good, very fast, good timing, and maybe he will knock out the Ciryl Gane. So this is my opinion. Second round KO, and he will be, champion, yeah, because this is title fight.
Interim title.
Francis Ngannou broke down the matchup by emphasizing Ciryl Gane's footwork and agility as major problems for Alex Pereira. He suggested Pereira might find it hard to consistently get inside range, with Gane's movement potentially disrupting his rhythm and forcing him into frustrating exchanges. Francis Ngannou said Ciryl Gane moves a lot, he's fast, and Pereira will be more stiff, stable, and strong, solid, and Ciryl will be more fast, moving around. It's going to be very difficult for Alex Pereira to even get close to the distance to figure out what he can do. Ciryl will get him frustrated. It's a very good matchup for Ciryl. On the other hand, Francis Ngannou called out Jon Jones after his knockout win over Philip Lin, claiming Jones is caged and unable to break free for a potential fight. He suggested Jones wants the matchup, but is being held back and cannot make it happen. Ngannou brushed off the idea that Jon Jones being in attendance added any pressure to his fight. He made it clear that, in his eyes, Jones was simply another spectator watching from the crowd that night.
Coming into the fight, knowing that Jon Jones was going to be here watching you, did that put any pressure on you to come in and just, kind of like want to run through Felipe?
No, absolutely not. Tonight, Jon Jones was just a fan watching the fight.
Perfect.
Just how realistic, is there an actual pathway to get to the Jon Jones fight? We know he's locked into a contract, but what is the actual pathway? Do you see it?
Well, I think it's up to Jon Jones, and I can give you some detail if you want. I've been thinking about it. If I was him, I don't know if there's a sunset on that contract anymore. And by what I know, he signed his contract back in 2023, so 3 years from now. So the sunset is 2 years from now. I mean, I'm just saying. Hypothetically.
Jon Jones also expresses interest in facing Francis Ngannou, but points to promotional barriers holding the fight back. He suggests that a release from his UFC contract would be the key step needed to make the matchup possible.
I wonder if they'd be interested in doing that.
Meanwhile, Jon Jones revealed interest in moving into boxing for the next stage of his career and expressed confidence that a UFC exit could realistically happen. He suggested that getting released from his current contract is far from impossible.
Am I gonna fight again? I don't know. I think getting out of my UFC contract is very, very possible. I need to find the right people and go to the right channels, or just put more effort into it.
Yeah. Well, we all want to see you fight again. We really do. Obviously, there's some stuff behind the scenes that has to happen first.
I really wanted to box.
Oh.
If I were to put all my energy into just my hands and a combination of punch and power, I think I'd really surprise a lot of people. So
I think I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I would love to box. That'd be a lot of fun.
All right, did you guys hear that, MVP? He would love to box.
That wraps up today's breakdown of Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on this potential heavyweight clash, who you think gets the win, and whether Pereira's power or Gane's movement decides the fight. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more fight news, analysis, and upcoming matchup breakdowns.